might be a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
The Film Lounge presents...
Spoiler free movie review!
First you gotta do the truffle shuffle. Come on!
with Chris Gooch.
I'm the dude.
What make a man brave a blizzard, kill in cold blood? I'm sure I don't know. You'd be surprised what a man would do.
Have you ever wanted to see a Western version of Cluedo directed by Quentin Tarantino? Well, you're in luck, because The Hateful Eight is Tarantino's very own murder mystery, with his usual brand of violence and expletives, and a polished Ennio Morricone soundtrack for good measure.
Got room for one more?
Set in Wyoming, 12 years after the Civil War, The Hateful Eight sets you up for a 3-hour slogfest with some of the most racist, sexist, homophobic individuals you're ever likely to meet, that all seem hell-bent on beating Jennifer Jason Leigh's character to a bloody pulp throughout the course of the film.
I'm taking this woman to hang. Is there anybody here committed to stopping me from doing that?
Well, well, well. Looks like Minnie's haberdashery is about to get cozy for the next few days.
Yes, it does.
With a whole lot of money on the line and a bunch of doings transpiring, plus things just not quite adding up, you will be sitting there in the cinema trying to piece everything together before the end as you try to figure out who's not being honest in a room full of only 8 people.
Move a little strange, you're gonna get a bullet. Not a warning, not a question. A bullet.
So look, Tarantino's not for everybody. Some people can't stand him, some people absolutely love him. For full disclosure, I'm in the latter category. Much like Martin Scorsese, I just love Tarantino's encyclopedic knowledge of film, because it's always up there on the screen to enjoy. His homages to film of similar ilk are there to train spot, whilst he still remains committed to keeping everything in the same cinematic universe, with references and winks that establish that it's all connected, even during a post-Civil War era Western.
One of them fellas, they'll kill everybody in here.
Now we're talking!
The film is really for intense Tarantino fans, because it plays to all his best strengths. Intense character development set in a single location, much like in Reservoir Dogs. Sudden and dramatic changes in protagonist, much like Death Proof. And the explicit attention to detail through the sets and cinematography, like Django Unchained and Inglourious Basterds. At nearly 3 hours long though, Tarantino drags out a lot of these elements more so than usual, so it may be a test of the patience for some of the more devoted fans. However, the ending has a satisfying conclusion that makes up for any frustration some fans may feel, although there is no denying that the film could easily have been edited down.
Starting to see pictures, ain't you?
Tarantino's films normally ride a sea of controversy upon release, and in this case, the one big talking point is the violence towards women. Or in this case, violence centered all around Jennifer Jason Leigh's character. It's always sudden and always confronting. However, one thing that seems to always be overlooked is how strong and terrifying her character is amidst all this violence. It could be argued that the violence is representative of the time and the place the film is set, but does this make Tarantino a misogynist? As a white male in my mid-30s, I have no right to mansplain misogyny in a Tarantino movie, any more than white-splain whether Tarantino has the right to use the N-word in his movies. Overall, this film is a great murder mystery that stretches for a near 3 hours. Tarantino masterfully manipulates you into playing the guessing game for the whole length of the film. Once everything is finally revealed and we have a dramatic change in protagonist, you realize as an audience member that all the clues were right there in front of you all along, which makes The Hateful Eight a much watch for a second time. The Hateful Eight gets 4.5 out of 5 stars, or 4.5 out of 5.
When you get to hell, tell him Daisy sent you.
You gon' die now!
No Everyone said this job's supposed to be easy.
Nobody said it's supposed to be that hard, neither.